And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys. What's up, Herman?
What's good, man? How you doing? It's Wednesday. It is hump day, the middle of the week. How is everyone out there doing?
Yes, it is. It is. Happy hump day to everyone. I'm doing well. How's everyone out there who's in the chat early? Matt Bagwell said he will be back and forth because he's technically working, so he'll be popping in and out, back and forth. Fly Zone Drones, I believe that's Mike from Fly Zone Drones, is there in the chat with us. How are you, fellow dronies out there? There's a lot of stuff to talk about tonight.
Fly Zone Drones, what's up, man?
But we're gonna take it easy.
Ray Kelly, the captain, is here.
Ray Kelly, what's good, man? How are you? Hope all is well. I don't even bother asking what state you're in these days because you're either in Florida or New York, and I don't know.
All over the place, you know.
Right. Where are you? Hawaii now?
He's internationally known.
Captain Ray Kelly. There you go. The name fits. JSK, what's good, man? Hope all you guys are having a happy hump day. I am ecstatic. And you know what? I just want to say really quick, Herman, Amazon got some shit with them.
A little bit.
No. Listen closely. Max there, what's good, man? Check out what happened.
What's going on
now? I was in the mood. I'm looking for like a 360 camera.
Yeah.
So just hey, Johnny Drone Fly. So just looking around, I found one that I was interested in, and I said, well, let me see if Amazon got it. Amazon goes, not only do we have the camera, but if you order now, you could get it today. This was like 6 this morning. Okay. So I'm like, yo, that's not fair, Amazon. Why are you doing that to me? Because, I hadn't decided if I wanted to get the 360 camera. So I said, I'll put my phone down. I went and made breakfast, did what I had to do, got on the computer. He's back in New York. And then I picked up my phone again, and I got an email from Amazon saying you were looking at something, and it happened to be the 360 camera. I said, all right, you're holding me up. You're holding my hand. You promised me I can get it delivered today? So I hit the buy button, and now I'm waiting for him to deliver it.
That's how I got my monitor, right? I saw it, and it sold out a couple of times, right?
Tim Jackson.
I was looking at it, and it kept selling. And then these people who resell stuff on Amazon were selling them for a higher price. So I was like, nah, let me let that go. And this was within the period of like 3 weeks. This thing sold out a couple of times. So when it came back in, I got an alert from Amazon on it. And I just jumped on it, and they got it to me in like 2 days.
Well, this one was every place I saw it. I was looking at. I did a little research. You know how you research on YouTube and stuff on what you plan on buying. I'm doing that, and now all of a sudden, advertisements are coming up for the 360 camera. And then this morning when I wake up, I went to sleep looking at this thing. When I wake up, Amazon goes, not only do we have it, but you could get it today. So I forcefully had to buy it because they promised me it today, and now they say it's out for delivery. So at some time, but if you see
so you good.
Jump up, if you just see me jump up and you hear shit being knocked over, it's because I'm running to the door to get this thing.
Oh, that's what it is?
But if they did not say I could get it today, hey, Tammy Jean, great video you did. If they did not say I could get it today, I probably would not have purchased it.
Okay.
So, the happy hump day to everyone. Tammy Jean, I saw your video. I just watched it before the live stream. She did a very good job, guys, in the Florida meetup.
I gotta check that out after the stream. I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, so kudos to her. Max Air was down there. We got to meet everyone that did and was able to come. We got a chance to meet them. One Visionarial, how are you? Hope all is well. Happy hump day to everybody out there.
Yeah, it is a little week, and
it is hump day.
I know everybody is waiting to hear about this. Well, I know everybody heard about it already, and they saw the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the release of the largest pre-sale
You mean this
pre-order.
one? This one?
The
Yeah.
largest pre-order.
Yeah, the largest pre-order in drone history, guys. Once again, we were duped, and we're going to get into this a little later in conversation. But when Autel said we're coming out with a drone, but we won't be able to distribute till a certain day, everyone they were bringing the torches. They were ready to burn down the fucking castle. DJI says, hold your nilly. We're gonna take your money, and you're gonna wait until we come out with it in a couple of months or a month or two or whenever. And everyone said, okay.
You know what?
And they're sitting there like little puppies wagging their tail now.
You know, I wouldn't go as so deep in on DJI to that extreme, but I mean, even with Autel, but you know, it is funny when it comes to that a lot of people, they wouldn't accept that from Autel, but they would accept it from DJI. And I always say
that's the point I'm making, because you brought that up.
But I always say the reason for that is that DJI has already proven to us what quality they will give us and what they will do, and as far as firmware updates and stuff like that to improve how it operates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen the same thing with Autel.
Hey, JC.
Autel is doing improvements with and updates and stuff like that on their drones. I just still think that, you know, the industry is still a little biased when it comes to that. Yeah, you're right. But I just thought that, you know, as with all of the leaks and everything and all of the cracks and drips and pores that this thing had before, you know, the release, even the release date was a rumor at one point. You know,
everything. How are you, JC? Everything was leaked strategically, even down to the first guy who was able to make a video and launch that video before everyone else. Right?
They should have leaked that they were going to have a video. I mean,
you know what?
I mean, for the people in the chat, honestly, were you expecting a presentation or were you expecting that video?
Yes. People in the chat, were you expecting a presentation? You know, the guy coming out on stage, a video start, the guy come out on stage, the drums, doom, 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 fireworks, pyrotechnics, whatever. Were you expecting something close to that when it came out? Because I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be honest about this. The video was great. The video was superb. To be honest, with all the drones out there, you could have shot that with a fucking Mavic 3. I wouldn't have known in a different quality difference. But to make a long story short, Herman, when the video ended and nothing else happened, I was like,
where's the guy?
And I'm sure everybody, they had 7,000 something people watching, 8,000 by the time the video ended. And when the video stopped, everybody was like, that's it. You can't tell me you wasn't in the chat. I know you guys were. If you saw the video,
I expected a presentation, but I see what they did with the video. You know, but the funny thing is that, you know, they did put it out for sale. It came up on their site. It came up on a few other the other retailers, such as Best Buy and stuff like that, as soon as the presentation or the video was over, you know, and then it came out to be this long-awaited pre-sale. And
seems to be, it seems to be the pattern, this pre-sale thing. Hey. Let's tell them something new is coming out on this day. They will not expect anything because they know we're just going to show it to them, dangling in front of their cage. Because that's how we were. They were dangling food in front of our cage, and then just as the cage got open, they pulled it back.
Well, you know, you remember when we when the Mavic 3 came out, we had a conversation about the controller. And I said to you, when I was looking at what they were doing with this thing with the controller and how the drone works better with the RC Pro than it does with the standard controller that's supposed to be for the drone.
Yeah. Hey, Maddie.
Then they had the leaks that came out for the Mini 3 and what is it he said for the leaks for the Mini 3 and they said that they come out with a controller with a screen, and I said to you, I said, you know, with all of the issues that DJI is having, and all of the issues that DJI is having with the apps and certain things, and how you now have to go to the download center now to get their apps, and you can't get them out of from the app stores anymore.
Yeah, but you see what One Vision Ariel put? I paused it and scrolled it back up, but he said a little bit of Q&A wouldn't have hurt the stream. Go over some of the new functions in a presentation. It definitely looks promising. Phantom Flight 101.
Well, no, I am, because it, and I said the same thing, because I was kind of getting to that, because when I first saw everything about this, and I was wondering where DJI was going with this drone. And I was like, we always, you know, and it's funny, we always, since the Phantom 4 Pro came out, everything has had to meet up to the level of the one.
Hey, Angie.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Right, right.
Everything had to meet up to the level of the 1-inch sensor. And DJI had always given us good flight characteristics. The drones always flew well. Whatever kinks they may have had, they worked them out, and they always figured out something to get the drones to fly well. Yes. Even the Spark.
Yes,
you remember the Spark?
Yes, I remember the Spark. I do.
Guys that turned that into fire.
I remember a couple of times seeing the Spark come in for a landing.
But with this,
just going. That's how hard they flew that heifer.
But with this drone, I think DJI is doing something just different. You know, with this small guy. You know, and he said it looks promising. But one of the things that I wanted to note was that they have the 3 packages for this thing. They said that you can buy just the drone itself, and that's for $69. And they have the drone with the regular RC N1 controller.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull that up right now. That's why I'm glad I did pull that page up. And this is from Best Buy, guys. So
right, and that's supposed to be for what is it? $759.
They have They have this version
with the built-in controller.
This version here, the Mini 3 Pro with the remote controller gray, which is the standard 1 battery for $759, and then they have the next version up, which is for $909 with the RC DJI RC built in gray for $909. And then there's there's 2 separate Fly More bundles. There's one for 134-minute flight time for $189. And then there's one with the 47-minute max flight time for $250. Now, you mentioned that
I was trying
something that they've never done with a drone before with these batteries, which is you were talking about how they made 2 different performance batteries.
No, I was explaining that they had 3 different bundles with this drone, and you just
they're only showing 2 here.
You just okay.
Sorry about that. I apologize.
Okay. No, what I was saying was that they have 3 different packages. They say that you can buy just the drone, or you can buy it with the regular controller, or the one with the built-in screen. But it doesn't seem like on a couple of the sites I saw, I don't know, the one with the regular controller says that it's coming soon. Like Lawrence showed there in the article there from, well, not the article, but on bestbuy.com, they show that that one doesn't seem to be available. So I don't know if anybody ordered this thing, and I thought that most people would probably, if they had other drones that had that controller, would probably opt for the just the drone itself, and then buy one of the the Fly More kits, like Lawrence was showing on the Best Buy thing there on the what was that, the Best Buy website?
Yes.
Yeah, where they have happen to have what they call the Fly More kit and the Fly More kit Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's kind of strange because the Fly More kit is just basic. It's it's funny they did it this way, and it's kind of similar to how what they rolled out with the what was that, the DJI was that the FPV drone. The Fly More was a 2 extra batteries and a charging rail or a charging brick for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with this, they have the 2 kits that have what they regularly call the standard battery and a charging brick and extra propellers, some screws, a cable, and a carrying case. And with the Plus kit, you get what they call, what Lawrence had pointed out before, was the high performance battery or the higher capacity battery, which would jump from the 34 minute flying time to what is it, they say 47-minute flying time. That now you up there with the big boys, but I that probably breaks down to probably about 35 minutes.
Give or take, yeah.
Give or take a picture or two, a video or so.
Right.
No, but it does, and what was it, that thing that you had mentioned to me on after the release with the camera that you had liked about it for the social?
The fact that the camera actually turns 90 degrees. Now, with all of these leaks out there, I must not have been paying attention. But the fact that the camera goes from horizontal to 90 degrees, so you could shoot in what they call an Instagram format or an original phone, whatever format the hell they call it. Okay, I thought that was one of the best features about the drone. To be honest. There's no smoke and mirrors to it, because you're actually taking a Hollywood move and taking a camera from horizontal and raising it vertical without changing or losing the picture. And I thought that was the best feature out of everything on that bird. Seriously.
Well, the ability for it, like the fact that it can actually fly better than the other drones that in its class.
Oh, I'm more than sure it's going to fly better than the other drones in its class. In fact, I
wanted to point out one other thing, Lawrence, about those the Fly More kits. The standard battery.
Hold it. Let me pull it back up. Go ahead.
For the guys who I thought that this drone would be very good for
$200 for 34-minute batteries. Shit, that's a good deal,
right? But what I'm saying to for the guys who were interested in this overseas, I guess the European market, because of their rules of flying, I think that with 34 minutes, you got 3 batteries of 34 minutes. That's a lot of flying time.
Yes, it is.
I think that that's a very attractive package, because the reason why I say this is because if you get the plus kit, that battery, the higher capacity battery, raises the weight of the
weight
drone.
Capacity of the drone.
It raises the drone weight, over the threshold. So.
It does put it over that 250 mark.
Standard batteries. It's funny that they mark the standard batteries with the 249 gram or 250 gram, whatever marking on. They marked with the 249 gram marking on the battery. I thought that was interesting why they did that. But this, I guess, to this, to for you to be able to tell them apart because they look identical.
Right. Hey, Barry and Uncle Bill's Toys. Welcome to Wednesday Nights with those guys.
And there's a few things with the bag is no big deal, from what I understand.
From what you were pointing out,
the bag is very similar to. Well, it's very similar to the bag from the Air 2S and the other ones, but the only thing is, I believe that it doesn't have a dedicated slot for the drone like how the Air 2S bag is. You remember?
That's interesting. I would hope that because it's a Fly More package that it would have a slot for the drone though.
Well, it does have a separated
corner,
but it doesn't have. You see how the foam?
Yeah.
The bag was set for you to hold the drone.
Mm-hmm.
You guys that have the Air 2S, I guess the Air 2 was the same way. The bag had the cutout for the drone.
Yes.
From what I'm understanding, that this bag doesn't have that.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying to you?
Night Train says it looks like the Mini 2 bag. To be honest, I have not seen the bag that they have for the Mini 2, but hey, what's up, Night Train? Hope all is well.
Well, they claim that this bag is going to be able to hold that controller and everything like that.
Welcome.
And a few extra batteries if you wanted to buy more batteries. I guess that's the thing. More batteries. So the money's in the batteries. It's like the money's in the medicine, the money's in the batteries.
Yeah, this is true. This is true, but I'm glad you have two options of batteries to buy with this Mini 3. And it's not just that, but like I said, that's a game changer when you can flip your camera like that, because not anyone's doing it. The only device that you can do like that with right now is your cell phone and or a decent camera.
Well, did anybody order one?
Yes. Did anyone in the chat order a Mini 3 Pro? I would like to know. I've already decided.
Anybody to jump
Barry?
On it?
I'm happy with my Air 2S.
Hey, Barry.
Happy with my Air 2S as well.
That's good. Who we got here? Jackson RC. Hey, Chris, what's good, man? What we got? Did anybody jump on it?
Yeah, let us know if you pulled the trigger and pre-ordered and became part of the pre-ordered world. Oh, Prop Lord FPV is Chris's son. Okay. I just supported your channel because I have never seen that name before. I went to go check out the channel, and that is Jackson RC's son. What's good to you? Thanks for popping in as well. We appreciate the support.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Did anybody get one, or are they just keeping it quiet like Lawrence is?
I'm JC Flying said, I'm not. Crypto Man said not me. Night Train said not me. Maddie's Drone World did say not yet. So
this is looking real promising to me, this drone. I mean, and I'm looking at it, and the standpoint is that, okay, they come with this new controller with this built-in screen. Now, we mentioned before in other streams, and everybody was saying in the chat that it's dumbed down from the RC Pro. It might be even dumbed down from the smart controller, because I think it just has the built-in Fly app and nothing else.
Yes.
Now.
Yes, that's it. That is the only thing on it.
It does have the two USBs, and it has an SD card slot. Whereas that the RC Pro has the USB-C, the HDMI, and the SD card slot.
But yes, and they said they got rid of an R5 button.
Yeah, that's the back button on it.
Okay.
Which would be to the left of the controller.
And I want to point out something also. If you notice, there's no more flip out antennas up here. They put a patch antenna
inside the controller.
Right, inside the controller. So if you say it's a dumbed down version, I would believe it, because Did they give any specs to this?
Well, believe it or not, the drone has the same range as everything else that's running on the O3 system.
Right. That
Now,
just means the transmission system.
I don't have a problem with the antennas on this thing because from what I'm understanding, it works very well.
Right.
There's just, like I said to you, the nits on this controller is not the same as the
They are not.
as on the RC Pro. So
Did you hear how much they were?
I think
The nits. I just want to confirm if it confirms with what I
think
heard.
it's about. Don't quote me because I think it's about 750. I'm not.
Okay, now I want to point that out also. Do not quote me as well. I did hear about 700 and change also nits. So that's very interesting to know about. And
now what I
see, Maddie's
like
drone route says 700 on the screen also. I heard 7 and change.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So
yeah, okay.
I was in that ballpark, but I wasn't sure on that, and I didn't want to be quoted as saying that I
didn't either. But being that you said it's 700 and I heard 7 and change, the 700 is the winner.
But the thing what I like about it is that you get in this controller, and we talk about dumbed down, but how dumbed down? I mean, it's going to get and listen, if it gets the range and it's giving me back the transmission system, I don't care how dumbed down you want to make it, but it works.
But you see,
we're not. Yeah, what happened?
Just to answer Travel with Rosie's question, I don't think the Mini 2 is on OcuSync 3. Travels with Rosie was asking, so does this new controller work? So does this new controller work with the Mini 2? It's only going to work with anything that's running on.
Well, I don't see. This is what I was getting to next.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's going to work with anything else that's on OcuSync 3.
But it would be smart to have it do so, but then
not the Fly app is in it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They're all working off of the same, that RCN1 controller.
But that would be shooting themselves in the foot, because if it worked, would say, hey, Mike Henrik, with the Air 2S, why would I go out and spend $1,000 for that controller when I can get this one for $200?
For the simple fact is that they can make it not work with the Mavic 3.
Yeah,
and the top
you're right.
Drones.
You're right. And once again, why would you spend $1,000 plus for a controller when you can spend $200 and hook your Mavic 3 up to it? I don't think they would shoot themselves in the foot with it. Maddie's Drone World says, I can almost guarantee that someone finds a way to use that Type-C host port to make a video of how to make the goggles work.
Okay.
It's a possibility. Gary, I agree with you. The Fly app still sucks to present day. Corey, what's up?
But that controller, what they sell that controller for by itself is $290. But you're getting it for what? $240 in the price of the drone?
Yes, but I want to pull it up one more time, and I want to point out something. This is the future of DJI. I expect DJI every time they come out with a drone, and this is just my personal opinion. I can't play the disclaimer because my buttons are all screwed up, but I'm going to go out and say this for myself. Well, this is me personally thinking. Herman has brought it up too, but I believe personally that every drone that comes out now on will have some type of screen. This will eliminate third-party tablets and cell phones.
Well, I said this a long time ago, and I felt that this was the direction that they're probably in. Especially with what they're going through right now. Because don't think that the reason why
much easier to pack
happening with DJI is not due to some of the issues that they're having. It's not just everything is not chip shortage.
I doubt it will work, Rosie, with the Mini 2 because the Mini 2 is not on OcuSync 3, is it?
I don't believe so, but what I believe...
I don't know. It would have to be on OcuSync 3.
What I think everyone is waiting for is to see if it'll work with their Air 2S. Because they can pick this controller up for $290. That's not...
I'm out. I'll get one. Hell to the year. Pay $1,000 or $290. Duh. 700 nits or 1,000 nits? Oh, hell yeah.
Can you tell the difference when the guys who have the one of the 1,000 nits turn the brightness down?
Listen, while you're turning the brightness down, mine will be just right.
No, but what I'm saying to you is I have the RC Pro.
Right.
And I turn the brightness down because it's a little too bright.
Mm-hmm. And this one's coming at 700 nits. I'm sorry, I'm just checking my order because
So there may be a condition where you might need all of it. It may be a condition where most conditions where you don't.
Right. Now, living here in New York, like in the mornings, the sky is like grayed out. Mm-hmm. It's just blown out with clouds, like this window over me, just completely blown out. Right. And a lot of times, you may need that 1,000 nit just to.
I told you,
a day like that.
Yeah. I told you when I never thought to get the smart controller because of the simple fact is I flew with a tablet. I had the bigger screen, and I was good with the bigger screen. And I thought that smaller screen wouldn't be. But the tablet needs a shade, so the tablet has a screen that is very similar.
Extra piece, or like Maddie says the same thing.
But it's not even so much that it's an extra piece. The screen is the same as your phone.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
And it's only but so bright, but you need a sunshade. So this is why.
And with that controller, when you look at the visual, when you look at it visually, it's a totally different aspect than looking at your phone.
Well, do you see what Maddie put? I just want to answer what he had said. Mm-hmm. He says, but then they will have the option for the other controller. This would be stupid to force people to use this when people like me fly with a tablet. Now, Maddie, I fly with a tablet, and most of the people I know fly with a tablet. But as of lately, you have this. You have tablet, you have drone. Okay. Right now, I mean, you have tablet, you have a drone RC controller. Mm-hmm. Now, when I have a tablet, I have to pull out the tablet. I have to pull out the tablet holder. I have to pull out the sunshade. Then I have to pull out the wire to plug in the tablet. This is eliminating 4 options. Whereas I can put my drone down, put a battery in it, turn on an RC controller, and I'm connected. I understand that. Now, keep in mind, I use a 10-inch tablet. Nice size tablet. I can see very, very well. But on those sunny days, unless you have a sunshade like we use, it's hard.
I listen. With Travel with Rose, I listen. It's not me. I mean, I don't. I like using the tablet. Because I always wanted the larger view. But when I started using the smart controller and looking at what I'm actually able to see, and without having the sunshade and all that other stuff like that, I don't know, and it's comfortable in your hand. That's all I use now. I don't do it.
Well, the Maddie says also, hey, Third Eye View, but that new iPad and the MA2 is awesome. The iPad is fast and the graphics are great. Now, see, there will always be this battle.
Until it gets hot outside.
Apple doesn't do too well in 90 plus.
And then even with that screen, how is it to actually to the sun glare?
Shade with 1,200 nits. The workflow, you're right. The workflow of the RC controller and the Mini 3 does work, just like that on any of those smart controllers works. Herman let me use a smart controller with the Air 2S, and I went and flew, and I was like, you know what? I would still be putting the tablet together. Now, I don't mind standing there and putting the tablet holder on like Maddie says, but not everyone wants that 5-inch screen, that 5.5-inch screen, that 5.25-inch screen. I enjoy my 10-inch monitor. I can actually go like this, look to somebody, and they can stand there and not be breathing on me, because the 10-inch tablet that I use I'm happy with. I'm sure you will have the option.
And I quite agree with you. I just find that using, and it may be crazy, but going back to say a smaller screen is just a different thing, completely, totally different. It's a totally different experience. I can't. It's to looking at the phone that I would never do. You understand? Because that is not a good view. And when looking at your phone as opposed to that screen on the RC Pro, even the smart controller, it is just totally different.
It is. The night that you let me use the smart controller and I flew the Air 2S, I was like, you know what?
Wow, right?
Not only I was sold, but I was like, not only am I up in the air in half the time, but this controller isn't too bad. We were flying at night that night. And to just make the adjustments there on the screen, like with a sunshade, I have to stick my hand up into the sunshade, slide, that I don't mind doing that. But that particular night was a treat for me.
At night.
Huh?
You wouldn't need the sunshade at night.
True, but that particular night using the smart control, I was like, I could see how people get used to this. Now, if I put my glasses on, it'll look like a 10-inch screen. You hear me? It
sits right in your head.
Yeah. And it's not top heavy. Hey, NB Drones, how are you? Welcome.
Sits right in your hand.
I see.
It's just a total different. It's just totally different. But I mean, not to dwell on that so much, but
nothing wrong. Now, listen, nothing wrong with the phone. Remember the hotel? John says he used at the night when we were down in Florida. Yes, John.
I can't.
To be honest, at nighttime on your phone might be okay, but my problem is I can spot a golf ball 150 yards away in the grass, but reading a restaurant menu, is very blurry for me. So I have to put glasses on to read anything up close. So a phone is like right now it's bright enough out. I can read my phone, it's fine. Plus it has the auto adjust. But flying and that telemetry on the drone, I've gotten used to using either tablets or, like Herman pointed out, a smart controller. Now, if I put my glasses on, this phone will look like...
You want a screen to fly with?
See, I know people that actually fly with that phone Herman has there, the split screen phone. Me personally, if I put my glasses on, this phone would look like a tablet. Hal says the 12.9-inch iPad Pro or bigger is safer and less fatiguing in long flights.
Then what?
You're only human. Just have a seat and fly. Small screens myself just don't work. Understandable. I know, and what they're trying to do is eliminate y'all. Travels with Rosie said we need longer arms. You're right, because if I hold it out this far, I can see it. I'm like, okay, that's what it is.
Now let me ask you this: did you have that problem with the smart controller?
No. I didn't have to turn it down. I didn't have to do anything to it. I was able to mess with the ISO and the shutter rate and in seconds, and I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it.
The view on it is totally different than looking at a phone.
And to be honest, because I still have the Air 2S, the regular smart controller would be more than fine for me. I don't need the RC Pro. I don't need...
The thing is, I'd like to see them make this controller possible for you to link it to, like, say, like an
external monitor. What?
The 2S and the Air and the Mini series, because but next year they're gonna come out with a new Air, right?
Probably.
Okay.
They probably will. They probably will. I could see that happening. They just
killed the last one and finished off the sales of it.
Travels with Rosie goes ISO or ISO?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like this, it's ISO, but if you go like that, ISO. I got it. Mr. J's RC, I'm still trying to get used to Lawrence on the right side. Well, that's only because the fan isn't far behind me, and that's
You know what's
the
funny?
crucial spot right now.
You know what's funny about that, Lawrence?
Yeah.
You're talking about the eye chart. You know, when I went for that physical,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
the lady asked me to read the eye chart, right? And she said, she pointed to one line. I read the line. She goes, okay, read the next one. Then she
Right.
goes, can you read she goes, can you see this one? I was like, yes. I read that one. She goes back up to the top and then asked me to read that one again by covering my right eye. So I did that. She goes, okay, now cover your left eye and read that one. I was like, isn't it the same letters that I just gave you?
Yeah.
Before? Are you
Yeah.
trying to see if I can remember, or are you trying to see if I can see?
Right, because most people memorize it. But believe it or not, that's how most people pass their eye test. They memorize it with the good eye. Then when it comes to the bad eye, they're only one or two off. That they, if you have a bad memory or small.
Like this is funny. You trying to see if I can remember them, or you trying to see if I can see them?
Right, right. Even if I don't feel like hooking up the tablet, I still do. I just got spoiled. I agree. I learned to fly. Once I learned to fly with a tablet, first I started out with a 7-inch tablet, then I went from that to a 10-inch tablet, and I've been using that ever since.
You see the tablet I have.
Mm-hmm.
I
You're a
even
lot
got a big
outside of
mouth
the
for it
point.
too.
ISO versus ISO.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
ISO.
My phone is my tablet, triple tech. Oh, say,
Yeah.
okay.
Or you use it for a phone too?
That's what it sounds. Yeah, that's what I think he said. My phone is my
Wow.
tablet, the triple tech.
That is a very
Okay.
good tablet, Lawrence.
I read it backwards, and it screws them up good.
You heard me, Lawrence? That's a very good tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what John said? He reads it
Rugged.
backwards and it screws up the eye doctor. Honestly, I wish I could my DJI goggles.
It's rugged. It has a nice bright screen.
But getting back to this Mavic 3, there's a few people out there that say they're not getting it, and there's a few people that say that.
Three.
Actually, one person, Maddie, said not yet. Huh?
Mini 3.
Mini. I keep saying Mavic 3 for some. I'm stuck on the Mavic 3. Maybe I don't know.
What is that? Maybe one's gonna fall in your lap, you said?
Me, I don't know. I hope so. If it does, I'll be there with a big catcher's mitt like this. To catch that sucker.
No, but yeah, there's like, a lot of people are caught up in and loving the fact that this thing is going to be less than 250 grams, and if you stay with the standard batteries, I guess you're cool, fine with it, and you can do a whole lot with it. So
Welcome back, Mike.
and then what else? It's they're talking about for a drone this size, the power that it has in it.
This I thought you were going to go into this. Maybe you're about to, but this is the first drone of this size class to have AVSS.
Right. Well, I was going to say to you, when you talk about drones like this, this is the first mini to have integrate AVSS into it, as well as focus track. And these are some of the things that are really attracting a lot of people to this drone, because you just took. Remember, I said to you before, in the whole and everything, Everything
Yeah.
trickles down, even in the car world. You know, a lot of the features that used to be on the older cars, the big cars, trickle down to the smaller car now. But the same thing here is happening. You got with this thing having the sensors on it in the front, and then up on the head to the back of it has the rear sensors on it. You got the downward sensors on this joint. So this drone is going to be. Like I said, they just made this thing different. They changed the world with this little mini thing. And
Yeah, they changed the physics of it, everything.
As what now the standard is for a little drone of this capacity. Like, I mean, like what is going to happen? I'm just want to see it in action. Not
well. Travel with Rosie.
Video, but
ask you a question. Travel with Rosie says, Phantom Flight 101, is Focus Track going to be that good on this? Yes.
Well, I believe so because I've seen what they've done with other things, and with the Mavic 3. So I'm just curious to see what's going to happen with this. I want to test it out. Anybody got one? Big Matt, what's good?
Big Matt, what's up? Hal Zigzag says, you two couldn't last holding a new RC controller for 30 plus minutes without fainting or worse.
What happened?
So talking about somebody holding, Hal was saying, you two couldn't last holding a new RC controller for 30 plus minutes without fainting or worse. I don't know. I
don't get it, because I can almost guarantee you that if you put my tablet and controller and the tablet holder on a scale next to it, they probably weigh about the same, if not the tablet and the controller weighing more.
Yeah, they say the Focus Track is a lot better. There were some issues. I remember watching you, Herman, before the update that they did, where you tried to drag across the screen and it would make the box, and then sometimes it would disappear. Well, and
you know what it is? And I think that that was me.
Big Matt says he pulled the trigger, he's waiting for one.
Oh, you pulled the trigger? See, somebody admitted that they pulled the trigger. Lawrence, all you got to do is admit that you did.
Hi, my name is Big Matt. I'm a drone pilot. Everyone goes, hi, Matt. Good. Congratulations, man. I'm happy for you. Seriously. Yeah, I agree. I want to test one first to see if it's 1K better than the Mini 2.
Well,
man, I'm just skeptical of Focus Track's ability to do a good job.
Hold on a second. When you say 1K better, what do you mean? I mean, you say $1,000 better?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it $1,000 more?
By the time you get everything.
No. I mean,
well, not literally.
No, I mean, was it? No, seriously, how much was, well, see, I kind of understand where you're coming from, because what was it, $599 for the Fly More for the Mini 2?
Mm-hmm.
And you got batteries of the purse, I mean, the case, and the charging brick and everything like that.
Right.
Like I said to you earlier, they did somewhat similar, the same thing they did with the what's that there? The FPV drone, where you had to buy, in the Fly More, you got the batteries and the charging brick. Well, this time, this is where they put the propellers and all that other stuff in there. So to get the Fly More, you had to buy that separate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess, I mean, when you kind of look at it to I mean, I wouldn't quite say $1,000, because this drone itself is $669. So yeah, that is a little bit more than, you would have to do the math to see what the value of the contents of it is. But you're talking about 34-minute flying time on this battery.
Yeah.
What was the other one? 31 minutes.
Hey, Art. Okay.
I mean,
yeah, 34 minutes and 40 seconds.
So you notice the extra minutes? those, the couple extra minutes, would you notice it much? Maybe like your first couple of times up or so, then it's all irrelevant after that. I'm just interested in seeing with this lens, the lens on this camera is a little different because what we're talking about, the what they do, they had I thought
Click
I had
that
it,
like button, guys.
but the aperture on this lens is different than what you're used to. So I'm interested in seeing what's happening with this. Like I said, this is the first time for the Mini to have, AVSS, as you mentioned. But they're talking about this new camera system and comparing it to, pro quality, like like the larger camera.
Well, already
A2S
it hasn't been out long,
Mavic
and
3.
already they're comparing it to the Air 2S. And I want to say seriously, stop it. It's a completely different class. If you want to compare it to the Air 2S, it should have a 1-inch sensor like the Air 2S. The fact that you're taking this, go ahead.
Well, with a cameras are made to do certain things with software now to make cameras, do certain things. Like I said to you before, there's no such thing as the best camera. Everybody, if you look and get into the nitty gritty of it, they're all doing something a little different. Somewhere, somehow, somewhere. But you now talking about the intelligent flight features, as I call them, the intelligent photo and video features, where they talking about having, what is it? We talked about this before, focus track. But we're now talking about, that's in the. We also have quick shots, master shots, and the hyperlapse is going to be in this thing.
Yeah.
So those are little things that guys can play with. And we talk about a small drone like this. This is something you can take anywhere, everywhere, and now, the biggest thing I think when it comes to these drones, and it's still a measurement for all of them, is how well it flies. And now this one is supposed to be a better flying aircraft than what they presented in the last 2 months.
In the Mini series. And you have to think about size when you talk about these drones, because when you change size, you change class. In the Mini class of drones, in the Mini series, this will be the apex predator. This will be the #1 flying drone. It'll be a lot heavier. It'll be able to handle a little bit more wind than the prior Minis. It'll be able to shoot a whole lot better than the prior Minis. That's all it is. That's all it is. But when you try to compare it to a 1-inch sensor, then it's just apples and oranges.
Right, man. I seen the leak that they had a few weeks ago on a camera. So I don't know.
On what?
DJI.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but talking about this guy here, we mentioned this before, the extended batteries on it. Extended batteries on this thing, man. For those guys who are 107, it doesn't matter to you. You know what I mean? You're going to have to register it regardless. Why not opt in for the 47-minute flight time batteries?
Well, Travels with Rosie asks a question. Travel with Rosie agrees with me, saying the Mini 2 automation was poop. Will the Mini 3 do a better job? I have to say, between the AVSS 4 and the 3-point sensor system, it should do a lot better. From what I understand, with the Mini 2, an issue was flying over water. If you were trying to get low over water, and I saw this on Sky Control Productions. He actually mentioned it in his video. He says when you're trying to fly low over water with the Mini, for some reason it wants to auto land. So now I don't know how true this is. He put it in his video, and he says that's one of the reasons why he stays up at the altitude he does, and that's understandable. With this new 3-point sensor system, the new AVSS 4.0, and with this new focus track, it should be a lot better drone. It better be for the price, damn it. Did you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've seen the video. I've seen the I saw what they did with the design with it. I saw what they did with, in comparison to, say, the Mavic 3 and the aerodynamics of the body, the changing of the dimensions of where they've set the props and how they set them out on the arms of this thing. I'm expecting a better flying experience than what the other.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that they didn't fly well.
Mm-hmm.
They just were minis.
Yeah.
And I think that now the mini is graduating the same way. Okay, the same way the Air graduated.
Yes.
Is the same way
exactly.
The mini is starting to move up.
It's evolution. It's evolving. That's with all the drones. Downward sensors get fooled with the moving water less than 3 feet hover over. Yes, it's true, because it's not a flat surface. And the water constantly moving like this will make the sensor say, okay, what was 4 feet is now 3 feet 6 inches, and so on. Let me adjust.
The Mavic 3 and then get back to me. But you ought to try it with the Mavic 3 and then get back to me. But yeah, because it does the same thing. But you talk about these drones and APAS and Lawrence. We went to the park and we were playing with the APAS. That thing would not run into us.
And we tried. We did. In fact, before you got the full throttle, it was already adjusting the course to go around.
Right. It just goes right around us. It even moved when I put it to go backwards. It moved around the little bush that was sticking out.
47 minutes extra battery adds 80 grams to the Mavic 3 Pro, I believe, how I was putting.
Who?
Can't deny the forward flying portrait mode.
Well,
that to me, I was saying earlier before you came in, I don't know if you had heard, I was saying that earlier, Travel with Rosie, that's my only selling feature on that drone.
Well, for
the fact that the camera goes vertical.
For you guys that's on TikTok and all those other social media platforms, that's perfect for you. So Lawrence, you know how you can set the drone up now and you can do your dances in the parking lot, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm messing with Matt right here. He was saying that the new Air series is going to be incredible, right? The new Air series, because you had the Air 2, you had the Air 2, you had the Air 2S, and I just put in the chat, wait for the Air 3 Pro, Big Mac.
Yeah, look at where we're going.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hear next year you guys that bought the Mavic 3 talking about, yo, I need something better than this. This is not good no more because they can't. This is better. No, I don't want to hear that.
Listen, all I know is seriously, be happy with what you got. Learn to use what you have. Well, see, if you can afford to keep, hey, Sunrise, if you can afford to keep up with the Joneses, keep up with the Joneses. If you're doing it to say I have something new, buy it to say I have something new. If you're buying it to fly the fucking thing.
Listen,
that's all.
Next up, Inspire 3.
I wish I had a button for I would be ding 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 ding. Everyone's falling asleep. Have anyone noticed Hubson and Femi is quiet?
What happened? Hold
on. John says, have you noticed Hubson and Femi is quiet? Well, let me say something, John. Hubson and Femi were quiet long time ago. People that own Hubson and Femi don't even talk about them no more.
What is that?
Hey, what's up?
What's
up, Bob Casey? How are you, brother? Hope all is well. But to be honest, seriously, I hope the Mavic 3 series does well, because that 3-point sensor system, and this is, once again, I don't have the disclaimer button, but this is my personal thinking, that omnidirectional sensors in the front of that Mini Pro Mini 3 will probably be on the next, and you're listening, Big Matt? You heard it here first. That sensor system will probably be on the next Air series.
Word.
I'm hoping Susan Lee.
All I'm saying to you is that you might start seeing one of those controllers in every box now.
Yeah, I'm tending to believe that they're going to give you the option of the plain old controller where you want to hook up your phone, or they're going to give you the option of the smart controller.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my only problem is, before we get to the next story, is with that controller, I haven't seen a lot of specs on it. What's the internal memory? What's the processor they're using? You know, I know it's a dumbed down version,
Well,
but
it's gonna probably run on all of the same junk.
right, but how much internal space does it have? Did they just give it 2 gig just to put the operating system on and that's it? I mean, do they plan on it updating this thing with firmware? These are things you have to worry about when you.
Of course, it will.
Well, these are things that you have to worry about.
It'll more than likely take the same type of SD card as everything else.
Big Matt agrees. He said the same thing. The form factor might be the new standard. Where they're going with the Mavic design, because this is the first Mavic series in this mini that actually looks different from all the other Mavics.
Well, it looks big. It's similar to
because of the dual sensors on top.
Very similar to the Big Brother frog, which is the Mavic 3, which is a big frog, and it's looks a little different. The little baby frog has the bigger eyes.
How many hours or miles do you have on your drone? So far, my Air 2S in 11 months has 63 hours, 533 miles. What are you driving that thing to work?
What happened? How many hours?
Hal Zigzag says, how many hours or miles do you have on your drone? So far, my Air 2S in 11 months has 63 hours, 533 miles.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, you're driving that thing to work?
He's putting in the time.
Yeah, I see that. That's what's up. Nothing wrong with that.
And it's funny because you talk about the Mini, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've flown this one a few times, and I told you mostly in here.
Right.
Right, because when I go out, and I took it out before with the other drones. And I flew the Mavic 3. I flew the Air 2S. And when I got back in the car, the Mini was sitting there like this. So I mean, I just
I get it.
Yeah, it's not the thing you grab.
Trust me, I get it. And depending on what you're flying for,
this new one just seems different from what because you know what it is, and I think that Autel may have caught him with a right hand.
Hey, Rob.
And DJI backed up and was like, okay, all right. Stepped around and was like, take this. And put him with the left hand, right hand uppercut. And
well, you're saying DJI did the rope-a-dope to Autel?
Probably.
Well, I would like to see Sky Control Productions. Aloha over there in Hawaii, the land of plenty of green and blue water.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what's coming up or seeing what this was thinking. I just, what's the date that you heard? Did you hear anything about it?
Yes. We do have something here. Hold on. Now check this out, guys.
It was the long-awaited pre-sale.
From what I understand, at one time and point, they were pointing out that from the DJI store that for $759, the Mini 3 Pro would be released in August of 2022. Now stop.
That would make sense.
Because people were saying August. They must have heard people screaming around the world, because later on, my source, Logan Carpenter actually sent this to me. My source sent this to me, saying that from the DJI store, the price had went up to $779, but estimated shipping date was May 17th.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, May 17th. So now I'm going to shut this down and I'm going to go to the DJI store.
I didn't see nothing like that in the DJI store.
This is right. I this was taken on someone's phone. I don't know the solidness of it, but I'm about to go to DJI right
And you
now and
see what
see.
I was saying, guys? This is
DJI.
how, if you come out and say, look at this, this is
Uh-huh.
installed, it'll go around the world that this is what's happening, and that's that. And then when the truth come out, nah, man, that's not how it go.
Specs download. Let's see. Launch
I
date.
didn't
Let's
see
go
nothing
through all
like
of this. Let's scroll down. Let's get to the nitty gritty. And this is the bottom of the page. So let me move this over here. Let's go to specs, video downloads, buy now. Let's see. 759 version, 34-minute battery.
But you still got the same rumor.
Look right here. Will be available starting August 2022.
But you still got this rumor up on the screen here, Lawrence.
What happened?
Still got the thing up here on the screen.
Okay, let's try it again. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm at DJI's page. This is their site, and it says 759 model.
Right.
Okay, but looky here. DJI Mini 3 will be available starting August of 2022. So where this picture came from, now you have to question. This says 5/17/2022 from the website, but this is on the phone. Means nothing. The site should be the same, right? So will it launch? Okay, say a guesstimate. They may say a guesstimate of August and get stuff out in May. Who knows?
Well, here's the thing.
We don't know this.
But see, but here's what I said to you about the world's largest pre-order. If you're talking about August, you done took a drone like this and shot it all to hell for the American summer.
You've sold. Yeah, what's up, Michael Blades? You've sold a lot of people on a drone. Now, we mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, Herman.
Not about
you. And I want to bring it back up again because the point I'm getting at is DJI came out with a drone and said, okay, this is what we're coming out with new, and you have to wait a few months before we launch, before you can get it in the stores. Now, when Autel did this, you guys were lighting torches, you were burning down castles, you were doing whatever you had to bitch about Autel. Autel said 3 months and it went to 4 months, and DJI is doing the same thing to you right now, and you're sitting there like a puppy with a tail wagging for a new treat because you know the new treat's coming soon. You know,
I go.
I'm just saying, where are the people that were in an uproar about Autel shit being launched in a couple of months? Huh? Okay. The DJI guys should be doing the same thing, but out of loyalty and because you've already become a DJI droney and you're walking Imhotep, DJI, it's the same thing. It's not as hard, is it?
Right. I'm
just saying. I could use some input from you guys in the chat. What do you think about that? DJI came out with a bird.
Now, follow what I'm saying to you. Now, see, because I'm on the DJI website. Now, I'm interested in this here because for some god unknown reason, right? I see what you're talking about, and I don't understand why the model that is coming with the standard controller is going to take longer to ship than the one that's estimated to ship the end of the month, which is the one with the screen. So, like I said to you, and I said this in other streams, what is happening now with DJI, and I said this because I was at Samsung, and they have, I guess, the skinny on information on apps and stuff like that, and how they work and with these phones. And the guy was telling me that even amongst other manufacturers, knowing that certain models of device are having issues with DJI apps and working with certain model phones with Android 12.
Yep, there is
Now,
an
I
issue
said
with
this
Android
before,
12.
that I thought that this is where DJI was going to be going from now on with these integrated screens on these controllers. And now you're clearly you're probably going to get your hands on the one with the screen before you can get the one with the basic controller. That's odd. That's odd. Because I think that they should have had that science down pat by now with the regular controller, right?
I'm I was trying to answer a chat. Travels with Rosie saying we need to come to Scotland and we need to come fly Scotland.
Okay.
Listen, Scotland's on my bucket list, but not just to fly to
You want to stay there?
if not play, but or walk on one of their golf courses there. Because I know I'm not good enough to play on any of those professional courses there, but just to experience it would be a bucket list for me.
To play on some of the professional courses here.
I know, but Scotland has some really, really gorgeous scenic golf courses in and around castles and areas that you don't normally see around here. Around here, you just see grass and trees and ponds and alligators.
Number 9.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping for a laugh. I figured Herman already ordered. Oh.
What happened?
Bill says, and here I was hoping for a laugh. I figured Herman already ordered one.
Oh, you was waiting to laugh to find out
if he asked if I brought one. He had asked if I had brought one, and I said, "No, I'm not getting one."
Oh yeah, I got one coming. Listen. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There we go. As long as I have beer, I will play on any course. Maddie says, "Good deal, good deal." The beer and burgers, best way to play golf.
How do you say it, Lawrence? Inspire 3 coming soon.
Inspire 3 coming.
Inspire 3 coming soon.
Putting next to a castle grass is always greener.
Coming to a runway near you.
Exactly.
No, but I've seen little leaks and stuff about that and crashes. They're trying to get that down packed, I guess, right?
Listen, and maybe they wanted to see what one looked like after a crash.
No, I mean, isn't that well, I guess they have to come out with a couple of new Ronins, right? That they're supposedly coming out with. And like that'll buy time to everybody. That's why I said they got to get this mini out to people to buy time, because not everybody at every level of the market is going to have something that they could knock around with, and now, you know, that'll keep everybody busy.
Now he trained, still waiting for the Phantom 5 Pro.
That's what you're waiting on?
It'll be the Phantom 5 Ultima.
You know what? I'm waiting too, but I don't think we're gonna see that. It would be nice. Who knows? You know?
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been. Right. I just think that the form factor and the direction that DJI is heading is if you see anything on that scale, it'll be the size of an Inspire.
No, the reason why I say this, because if you look at the M30, the Matrice 30,
yeah,
they took something that stood on legs and put it into that same thing, you know.
True.
You know, listen, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that there was some way or somehow developing the system. You know, that's why when I ask guys, when they say, "Oh, it was a 360 camera," I was like, "Do you want a camera that spins all the way around, or do you want a camera that is able to stay in one focus spot and be able to shoot like the 360 cameras do?" You know, I would have loved to have seen them take the same inspire, like how your people there at Dynamics.
X Dynamics,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's them. Um, how they were able to take something about the same size as the Phantom series and put a micro four thirds on it. You know, a camera that is balanced. You know, and that factor. You know, the Phantom series, the camera was perfectly placed.
And it's sad. It's really sad that they are actually that X Dynamics came out with that drone, and I don't hear anyone talking. It's like crickets with the X Dynamics.
What you call it? What's his name? It'll come to me. What's the guys there? Let me not even try to remember his name. But
okay,
just the two guys from X Dynamics that does a whole lot of videos.
I've seen most of them that came out.
I mean, a show of hands of people that I know, and I don't even know those two cats. They're the only ones that I know that's got one.
They're the only two flying it, right? And they're doing videos for X Dynamics.
Right.
Yes, Big Matt, I agree with that. The Phantom 4 Pro is still a valid option because it's an industry standard for mapping. It's an industry standard for taking photos. It's an industry standard for shooting video.
Hold on a second. With everything that you know about the Phantom 4 Pro, right? Let's put 10-bit color into the Phantom 4 Pro, and then we're still looking for another drone to beat it.
Yeah. Think about that. They even have drones out there 48-bit, right? I mean, what is that? 48 megapixel.
No,
48
megapixel. What I'm saying to you in your color science, right? You're talking about color science, right? The Phantom 4 Pro is shoots an 8-bit. Right? You got 10-bit on the what do you call it? With there was the Mavic 2 Pro had it, and the Mavic 3, and so does the Air 2S and those drones, so on and so forth. But some of the things that you can do with the drone, especially in taking photos. Okay. You want to talk about photos and stuff like that? Look at some of the photos that Big Matt and Ray have taken with that drone, and I'll say no more.
Yeah, I agree. I agree tenfold. Photos and or video. Is the Phantom Pro Netflix approved? Well, believe it or not, a lot of these I can't say that. I know a lot of the local. If the Phantom could get 10-bit Hasselblad color science, that would be crazy, Big Matt says.
You don't even have to be Hasselblad science. If it just can get the 10-bit color.
Just, yeah, 10-bit.
Forget about it.
From our mouths to DJI's ears. 10-bit Phantom. The Phantom with 10-bit color science out there.
If they came out with a Phantom, it would have to have a micro four thirds sensor on that camera. They would have
to be able to do anything.
They would have to go all out with it. Forget about it. And what makes the Phantom camera so special is the focal length on the lens of the camera. See, guys, and not to go away from, but a lot of guys complain about the zoom on these cameras. Keep in mind, if you want such optical zoom on a camera, then the camera has to have a lens on it that can actually move. For the glass, it's got to have glass in it that can move.
To do what you want.
In that little box, it was so much going on. That thing is slammed against the sensor. You don't have that in a regular camera. I mean, when you look at
the depth of the camera on the Phantom 4 Pro is like this. This is the depth of the
When you
camera
look
on
at
the
a
Phantom
camera,
4 Pro.
right? And you look at this whole thing here of a lens that zooms. You talking about the zooming? You
That's
want
focal
all
length.
of this to be slammed against the sensor in that little box and do the same thing. That can't happen. That really can't happen.
Right.
So to digital, what they do is somewhat the best that we're going to get right now for the price that we're paying for these things.
Unless it's a detachable camera.
You know, that's right. But this is for the price that we're paying for these things. That's what we're going to get. But I don't know. What you think, Lance?
To be honest, if you want a better camera, you need a camera close to that of the Phantom 4. Like Herman mentioned, if you pull out your Air 2S, you pull out your Mini, you pull out your Mavic Pro, you pull out your Mavic 2 Pro, they all have box cameras. Excuse me. And if that lens doesn't have any distance from that sensor, it can only do but so much. And they're using a lot of smoke and mirrors to make this happen digitally. I posted a picture earlier on Facebook saying the Air 2S is still a beast without having to use software to see at night. It's all about know-how.
Well, see, that's the thing. The capability of the camera all cameras are limited based upon the hardware that you're working with.
Yep.
Or that they install in the camera. Then you have, like I said to you, when in this world of digital photography and video, in the world of video, a lot of things can be played with. They've learned a lot in a short space of time with this thing. You know, look at the improvement that you've seen in some of these cameras. You know, you're talking about cameras that have the same size sensors that was found in the earlier Phantom series, or the Phantom 3 standard and stuff like that. And look at what they're doing with those same size sensors now.
Running circles around them now.
But look at what the new age of the CMOS sensor is doing right now. You know, there's a lot of things happening, and then a lot of the technology of it. Size, and that's like, when we talk about, mentioning, like, guys are talking about dual native ISOs and stuff like that. Sometimes we say it so fast that you're not even saying ISO, you're saying ISO.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sky Control says I would pay $200 to $300 more for an adjustable aperture on the Air 2S. Exactly. You may have to wait.
You see, but that's the thing, it's funny. And I said, what's the market yielding for something like that now? At one point, for $1,500, you can get the Phantom 4 Pro that had that. Now, $1,500 is not going to get you an adjustable aperture now with DJI, it seems. I just don't understand. I mean,
well, Sky Control Productions, I agree with you, but it would never happen economically. He says all drones need adjustable apertures because there are people out there who have brought the Air 2S, the Mini, the Mavic 2 Pro, the Mavic Pro, and they have, Travis Rosie's mocking me how I say ISOs.
ISO?
That's probably my...
Listen, this is New York, man. It's ISO.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, it's my package. Is it a package for me? Jay, it's here. Thank you. But anyway, getting back to what we were saying, the adjustable aperture wouldn't be great for people. Thank you. For people who actually just want to take a photo. They want to leave it in auto. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
You should have the option of having a drone with an aperture or a fixed aperture. Fixed aperture is like Apple an aperture is like on PC you can replace parts like that. With Apple, you got to take the whole machine in. Apple is the first company I knew that charged people for music to listen to, and then if your phone gets lost or you download your music, Herman, you got to go to Apple to get it back.
Okay. The whole idea of this whole concept with this aperture thing,
Yeah.
about the fixed aperture, you have filters in the drone that came with the drone,
Right.
to be able to adjust to manipulate your f-stops on this camera by dimming the light going into the sensor. Oh, okay, Lawrence. Well,
I know.
So the filters that you have that come with it manipulate the f-stops on the camera, and they actually help you out with doing video and keeping that in time. So the filters that come with it are adequate for video. Now, it's never really been the concept of needing a filter to take a picture, but it is possible even with that drone, because I've done it. You know, I've shot video with that drone, and I've shot the same shots, and I've taken the same pictures with that drone and with the Mavic 3.
Mm-hmm.
I posted both of them, and a lot of people probably couldn't tell the difference.
Okay.
Now, I can see the difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get a little bit more detail in the photo with the Mavic 3. Because remember what I said to you before. The bigger that eye, the better the camera can see.
The more you can see. And this is
why when you start
very, very true.
These smaller cameras with these smaller sensors, you start getting more pixels, so as that it allows the colors to be a little more crisp that you wouldn't have to do with the larger sensor, because you're getting enough light through it.
Right.
But moving on to
we do need to move on. Don't mind me rattling here.
You know,
I'm not even doing an unboxing because I didn't even show you the box, but dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
360 cam.
But now what are you gonna do with that? You're gonna put it on your helmet and ride your bike?
No, this is for FPV.
You're gonna put it, oh boy.
Yeah. Camera smash, first flight.
Does it have a cover that can go around it like an R2?
Yes.
No, that's
not.
There's
a hard cover that can protect it.
No. For when you're flying.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to have something 3D printed. Right. I'm gonna have to have something 3D printed. Definitely.
You better get a warranty on that.
Oh, that's the whole idea. Adjustable aperture will allow adjustable depth of field with the right depth of field.
I understand that. But most of these things are video centric. These drones are video centric. That's why they do that.
No travel with Rosie. No Mini 3. No new Mini 3 unwrapping. It's just a 360 camera that I was doing some research on.
He'll do the unboxing when his comes.
Let me see if there's any battery life in here.
No, but like I was saying, Lawrence, Skydio Drones for public safety. Did you hear about that? Well, yes. they had an interview that was conducted by Drone Life with what's this man's name, Mr. Fritz Reber. He's a former police officer with the Chula Vista Police Department. He was with them for about, I believe he has 27 years experience on the force. You know,
okay.
And there was an interview with him. He happens to be the head of public safety integration with Skydio Drones. They had an interview with him, and where he Mr. spoke about integrating public drones into for public safety, and he spoke of the needs to get drones for these for officers when certain situations to be able to get drones into the air faster. And there was a big requirement in that. And he was saying also that the need to be able to put drones into places where they can't see, and they would not send a person because they don't know what's in there.
Right.
So, this was one of the things that he talked about, and the fact that he worked in the Chula Vista Police Department, where
Which
they
seems
have
to be a very
integrated
popular
drones into their police department, and they actually helped out other police departments in California start their program. So with him being there and starting that helping them starting out that program over there, he moved over to Skydio to help Skydio with their integration of moving their drones over into the public safety sector.
Okay.
And like I said, he spoke on a few things, but what was it? Yeah, the need to get drones into places, and area faster was one of the main issues. And he said that they also needed something that was simple that anyone could use, so as that all officers can actually use these things.
Like the Skydio drone.
Right. So they're trying to make these things that any and everybody can use them and be able to get the job done. I guess it's the eyes in the sky so that they can basically know what's in there before they get there.
Right.
And I don't know how much they're going to be using them as far as accident, reconstruction, but that would be the next phase of something like that. But
well, the fact that they want to use something like a Skydio drone, it's easy to use, but not so easy to use. The Skydio drone is really for an accomplished pilot already. You can tell it to fly to an area, and it will fly there flawlessly. That's what it's designed to do. But once it gets there, I don't own one. Does it have like DJI drones? Does it have a lock where you can draw a picture on a subject and follow the subject? I'm not familiar with Skydio technology. We've done stories on them. I've never flown one myself. I know what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
But in the time that it takes a drone to navigate through somewhere, Skydio drones, they have mastered that in all types of situations. They're even using Skydio drones, if you remember a story we did on
the tracking system. This is like what
we're
talking about now with the new Mini 3 and stuff like that. And what will it be worth it? And if you saw that video that was done with the what do you call it? The Mavic 3, then you'll know it's actually getting better.
Yes. Now the Mavic, we did also do a story on the fact that Mavic 3 technology,
talking about
their AVSS system right now is not at the same level as Skydio 2's Skydio, but we're getting there.
That
Mavic 3 navigates pretty well.
That tracking system worked pretty well.
Yeah.
That's what they were asking. No, but what I'm saying to, as far as the Skydio drone, Mr. Reber spoke on these matters, and he, talked about how working Skydio and integrating Skydio into being able to be that tool that can do these things. Now, we all know about Skydio's ability with the beacon and all of that to follow me stuff, but we've also looked at, and DJI has even gone in this direction. With their software now for mapping and stuff, like you tell it what you need pictures taken of, and it'll take the pictures of it.
It'll do everything autonomously, yeah.
So I don't know, this drone, and like I said, he's worked for the Chula Vista Police Department. So I expect if Skydio is gonna, improve this drone, how much they can to be able to do these things. If he has any say so in it, he knows what the police department needs because he's done it. He's 27 years experience. What do you think?
I'd say he knows what he's doing.
Chula Vista, the police department, like I said, one of the first police departments to adapt the usage of drones for their accident reconstruction and for being able to eyes in the sky before anyone gets there. And they got rooftop launching.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know
Well,
how big Chula Vista
let's see how it turns out, because right now we happen to know, well, we from what we've seen, but here in New York City, we see what the firemen are using. They're using the M300.
Yeah.
There's a Rob C. Let us know that his battalion, what do you call them? Battalion, right? Their firehouse, his firehouse, they're getting an M30, you know, so it's just a matter of what they want. Sorry, I'm in and out, been at the hospital. Prayers sent to your moms, D. Hope all is well. Hope things turn out well. There's just it's personal preference. You know what? It's what you learn with and who teaches you, Herman. And what I mean by that is if you learn to fly a DJI drone,
right,
and you learn to fly a JJRC drone, you right. See the face you made? It's personal preference.
No, okay. No. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I first started flying, we had the DJI and we had the Holly Stone.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me in jail in all of like 5 minutes. Once we flew the Holly Stone and then we flew the DJI, the Phantom 3 standard.
Yes.
Once we flew that, we like, not the same thing. Not the same thing.
I totally understand.
At 12 years old, he said, "Can I get one like that?" And I said, "No problem. Let's pack this up."
I totally understand, Herman.
Wiped up everything on that Holly Stone, packed it all back up in the box, and I'm like, "Yo, this thing don't work right."
Yeah. I remember you mentioning that to me.
Take it back.
That's why I was chuckling. I do remember you mentioning that.
Take it back. So from then on, the measurement stick has been whatever DJI gives me.
Right. I
mean, I'm sorry.
That's the guideline. Now, as far as getting Skydio drones into first responders, every company out there is trying to get Skydio drones as first responders to use their drones. Mm-hmm. It's just like I said, I tend to see more DJI stuff out there because it's been there longer. I'm not saying that there are not companies, police departments and fire departments out there that aren't using Skydio. I cannot say that. But what I can say is the options now are changing. Right. You have more than one option, and that's a good thing.
Right. It is. Trust me.
In the drone community.
I believe so because, you know, and honestly, haven't you seen better drones come out? I mean, listen, we know guys who bought the original Autel Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And they loved it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They loved it. Then when the second one, they bought the next one. Because they loved the way the first one. There was other guys that were not too happy with it. I
remember here, especially here in New York.
But you know, hey, listen, they come out with the Nano and the Light series, and I personally enjoy them.
I personally love the color science of Autel. I've always liked the camera. Now listen closely. The camera that Autel puts out.
One sensor, please don't say that. It did
not. No. I'm just saying I like the color science and I like the cameras that Autel, the color science and everything behind their cameras.
You know who had the best camera I've seen and I never saw it come out?
Who?
The cats with the flying brick. What's that there? The the joint that you and Xavier had with the big Ninja Turtle.
Oh, the 3DR Solo.
3DR Solo. Yeah, they had a camera for that thing that was crazy. Never saw it come out.
No, the camera was a GoPro. The
No.
drone came. The drone.
No. They
In the
had
beginning?
another camera that they talked about for this thing, and it never materialized.
Cool Bick, what's good, man?
See, there goes the man right there. If you want to talk about 10-bit color, Cool Bit can stretch the shit out of that 8-bit color out of that Phantom 4 series and produce some shots that you'll never believe was made with the Phantom 4 Pro.
Listen. I already know. Trust me.
You would think it was taken with something new.
Hope all is well, Cool Bick. You should be finished with that basement by now, man. They'd have us come through there and have a little mini drone party from your front yard. What's good, Cool Bick, man? I hope all is well. We miss you, man. We want to see you back out there now the weather's getting warm again. Seriously. I know you're still around. I know you ain't going nowhere. I know where you be working. Well, anyway, what's the next story we have to go on to?
Wingcoper. Wingcoper. Congratulations to Wingcoper. You know, the German UAV company.
Go ahead. I'll show the video while you're showing.
They have taken another step towards type certification. Wingcoper, right? Their 198 delivery drone.
Yeah, I like it.
Special Class Airworthiness certification from the FAA.
Congratulations to them.
So putting them on the road to full certification from the FAA approval. So they've taken that next step with this drone.
Well, from what they were saying, Wingcoper, that it's most imperative that they get that air authorization with the FAA, due to the simple fact
you can't go further.
Right, but also due to the effect that I tend to think the FAA is being a little stricter than most countries, and I don't blame them.
Well, you know, it's funny because it says that the FAA airworthiness to be able to certify it has a lot of technical requirements that must be met, you know, to meet the criteria for the airworthiness. So, you know, and you know, for operating for commercial operations in the United States, it is very you know, strict, because you're talking about operating in airspace. You know, this is something that we were talking before, like UPS and them are very interested in this drone. So, hey, who knows?
Cool Bick says, if the weather's nice, let's hook up.
All right.
This weekend.
It's supposed to rain. I don't know. That's what I heard.
It's supposed to rain Friday and Saturday. Let's see what the deal is.
I don't know what tomorrow look like, so I don't know.
Well, I thought today would be good. I'm trying to document this park work they're doing. They're planting more trees in this park. And I went there today, and my Air 2S was like, you know what, buddy? Take me out of sin mode and put me in regular normal mode, and we can fly. Because sin mode was like, I think I can. I put in regular mode. Regular mode was like sin mode in the wind today.
Okay.
Literally. But I was able to get some shots. They're still planting trees in the park. Let's hope that the weather is getting better. Because when I heard this week the weather was going to be in the 70s, I didn't know what 50-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Your man Xavier was out there flying.
Oh, I didn't even see. Where? In the park? Local park?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen. I try to keep up on Facebook, but to be honest, and this is the truth, I was around during the MySpace days, And the reason MySpace isn't here is because all of the bullshit that's going on Facebook right now happened during MySpace.
I don't see all of this stuff, but I don't know. But yeah,
the point I'm making is Facebook is okay. It's not the platform that I particularly like. I mean, when you see someone with 1,000 friends and you get 5 likes from your friends, none of your friends are looking at your shit. There are other platforms like TikTok and Instagram out there that I'm doing better on. My Instagram, I have videos that get 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 views.
well, to be
You understand what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, I try not to get caught up in that because I validate me.
True. But if I can create a 30-second, now here's the issue I have. If I can create a 2-minute video and get a certain amount of views, and then create a 30-second video and quadruple those views, what am I doing the 2-minute videos for? When I could do a 30-second or 1-minute video and get more people to follow me and watch my stuff, then they go to YouTube and they watch it. They're watching, just not supporting. Well, yeah, Ollie, you're 100%, bro. You're 100% right about that.
No, but, you know, like I was saying to you before, the people over at Wingcoper, they're very proud of this accomplishment because they know that they're now on the final leg of getting this thing up in the air as a full-fledged, being able to operate, you know, and conduct drone deliveries and other, you know, suitable missions that is capable for that type of a drone to do in the United States. They're one step closer.
I'm glad to hear that they are here in the United States and are passing the certifications that they need to advance here in the United States as a drone company. It says Wingcoper operates under strict pre-certification rules in missions spanning the Arctics, the Middle East, from remote islands of the South Pacific, now including San Diego Bay, part of the United States. So they are adding on countries and places that their drones will be used. And you can carry a maximum of 6 kilogram payload up to 100 kilometers at a cruise default speed of 100 kilometers an hour.
Right.
So we're not talking, these birds aren't going to be too slow. They're not going to be too fast, and this particular one, the 198, as I showed in the video, actually can deliver 3 packages over that 100 kilometer distance. So let's see where they go. They got their airworthiness. If you notice, Jobby got their airworthiness. Everyone, hey, Harley FPV, what's good? Everyone is
what's good?
Airworthiness here in the United States. They're talking about conducting business here in the next couple of years, or being in that list to be able to conduct
That would
business.
be nice, Matt.
I wish Facebook had a middle finger, but middle finger. How about a double?
You know what, though?
But I agree, Big Matt.
You know,
I do agree with that. A middle finger button.
That's something that I failed to mention with the Mini 3.
What's
and I
that?
noticed that it's coming up more and more, and it was something that was in the specs with the Air 2S, and for some reason these drones now, especially with like the Air 2S and I noticed it like on these newer drones, their ability to ascend and descend is a lot faster than drones in the past. That's why, if you remember when DJI switched over to the butter knives for the Phantom series, we all had a problem with the fact that shit was floating the damn drone in the sky. Like, I'm coming down.
Didn't want to come down.
Like, I'll be there in a minute. Hey, I've got these fellas that's holding me up.
Right. They were very efficient on flying, but when it came to landing, if like most of you who may not know this, but when you land a drone, you don't bring it straight down. You're supposed to cruise like a plane
Well,
and
you
curve around and come in like that.
can.
But when you tried that with those butter knife blades on the
Oh yeah.
Phantom be like,
I'll be there in a minute. I'm coming. I'll
yeah,
be there. Hold on, I'll be there.
I know. Like
We getting
it
there.
didn't want to descend. I remember those.
Terrible.
I do
But
remember those butter knife props.
when I did
We
the
quickly
video,
got rid of those and stuck with the carbon though.
yeah, I still have the regular propellers if I want to fly the Phantom. I won't use the butter knives.
Yeah.
I have a stockpile of the original propellers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hell,
So
yeah, but you should have enough.
but no, but when I did the video for the Air 2S, I was the video with the opening scene with the boat.
Uh-huh.
That's why that drone was able to jump down and come down and get behind him like that. If I had drawn out the whole long thing, I followed him to the bridge, it would have been too much for the shot.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get the shot in and get,
Paul, we appreciate you, man. Very much. I know you listen in the background, and I appreciate you coming in and showing your support all the time. Cooking dinner with the kids. Yes, definitely. I do know
we gotta hang out again, man.
I do know that Paul, Charlie wants to get together and fly some FPV again. So we need to choreograph something through Charlie. I think he mentioned he wants to come back out here and go to a different spot. Okay. So I have a spot we could go to where there's some construction equipment on the weekend that's not moving. A couple of major boom cranes and stuff. So when you guys are ready to come out here, definitely let me know. All right.
I'll bring the camera out and shoot a video.
Okay. Definitely. And that's not just to Drone Bum Paul. That's to anyone who's in the New York area. We actually had a gentleman that was from outside of New York. I told him, when you come to New York, hit me up. I'll show you some hot places to fly. And he, of course, like most people, hit me up the day before. Yo, I'll be in New York tomorrow. But I still hooked him up. I gave him some safe places to fly from and stuff. And then come to find out, the whole time he was here, Herman, he never got to fly because his wife was sick.
Oh, I'm
take care of her. Yeah, so
he got sick.
But the invitation is open to anyone passing through New York, coming to New York, visiting. You live in New York, you want to fly, hit us up. Hit me and Herman up, or Big Matt, or Cool Bick. I know is busy most of the time, but you hit us up where we can show you some places to fly where you won't get in trouble or be at any risk of getting in trouble, because I'm not going to risk it I'm not going to risk my 107 for one of you fools out there.
Well, you know what, Lawrence? Have you ever heard of this terminology? Because I thought that this was strange when I read this. Urgent flight termination protection.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
You know what that's like? You know when you get your bill from the hospital?
And
it has mucus recovery systems on it. That's that little box of tissue. That little box of tissue that they give you. Yeah, mucus recovery system.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, urgent flight termination protection. A parachute. Well, this company here, what is it? AVSS?
Yes.
That's it, right? I said the second S, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they've come out with this protection here for the for professional use for the Mavic 3. So soon, operators will be able to get this protection device for this for their drone. So I don't know. It seemed pretty nice when I looked at the video and how it's set up, because if you remember in the past, other protection devices that they had for these drones, the parachutes,
yeah,
it still break the goddamn legs on the drone and stuff like that. But but you still be able to recover your drone. It didn't seem like there was the arms and everything didn't break up on the Mavic 3 when it landed. So it seemed like this parachute, they're getting better with it. Yeah, it's a plug and play system, from these people, AVSS. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get that second S out.
AVSS?
Yeah.
Well, this parachute system that they're offering, I think it's a good idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, they claim for enterprise aircrafts, such as like the what do you call it, the Matrice RTK, 300 RTK, and the 200 series they made it for.
Yeah.
So they got it now for the Mavic 3.
I'm just trying to pull up this video real quick. It's a video of them testing out the actual system. I just wanted to make sure I had it loaded.
Right. If you see in the video shows that
this is a different one from the one you sent me.
Okay.
But it goes to show this is the actual parachute system itself, which fits on Mavic series, Matrice series drones and stuff like that. Just wanted to point out.
One that they have for the Mavic series a little different.
Yes. They do have one with the Mavic 3 that actually the system, the parachute deployed and all of that. And it basically, from certain altitudes, they showed the Mavic 3 at the same altitude as this, and how the system does deploy in the drone, depending on weight and parachute size of the drone. They have a system for all.
Right. They just announced this one here for the Mavic 3.
Yes.
And like I said, if you look, it doesn't show that the drone.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I should have brought that back up. Give me a second. It doesn't show the drone spiraling to the ground, you're saying?
Well, if you look at the other parachute,
I'm pulling it up now.
They came out with it. Well, not them, but other companies had out. Like the one that was there, if they had it for the Phantom series, and I think they had one for the Mavic series. Phantom still broke up its legs and stuff like that, and the Mavic still had all issues when it landed. It just didn't. It just slowed down the ratio of how it would land and probably
how hard it would hit. Right. Well, these are more gliding.
These right here seem to be a little bit more
controlled and gliding. They do slow the drone down, as opposed to, like you said, with the Phantom. The Phantom, it just slowed down its speed on impact.
And it still broke.
Yeah. They're going to hit the ground. You're going to break something, but as opposed to falling and
a lot better.
Hitting someone in the head, yeah, I agree.
Listen, people get hit in the head every day.
and hopefully not with drones or anything harmful. Let
me stop. No, but seriously, no, you wouldn't want to harm anyone with it. So, like I said, these seem like they're slowing the drone down a lot better than the earlier parachutes that we've seen out there.
Yes, this is true. Is this? No, that's not it.
What?
I don't know what the hell happened. Oh, here it is. I found it.
What?
I'm sorry about that. I had actually lost the video and found it again, just waiting for the commercial to finish playing. But this was the original video, I believe, that
parachute
sent me by AVSS. It is. I'm just queuing it up now. Here we go. Since we have a little bit of time, this was the original video you had sent me, and I like the fact that they have it on a Mavic 3.
But this is what the story was about, the Mavic 3.
Yeah.
This is what I said to you. It's a smaller canister for the Mavic 3.
Yes, but the chute glides it down. It doesn't drop.
Right.
And as you see on impact, it has a vent which actually controls the spin of the drone. I looked at the chute. There's a little air vent on the side of it, but that's why it kind of did that little semi corkscrew, which makes sense as opposed to just falling down.
Well, it kind of will do that because the parachute is on one side of the drone and not
Yeah, that may have a lot to do with it as well. But it's
the fact that the
interesting.
drone was still usable.
Yes,
Not
after its descent. Right. Now this I would say maybe was about 200 feet in the air.
I don't know. It seemed like it was a lot shorter.
It could have been. It could have been, but the fact that now
the feet is up there, man.
No props broke. The chute is still there, and she's safe.
200 feet is high, man.
Yeah, you're right. Some lawyers can make an entire career out of somebody being hit in the head every day. You're right about that, show.
Whether they needed to get hit in the head or not.
I'd rather have a drone self-destruct button versus parachute. My drone's falling. Hit the button. Flick the switch.
Oh, give me the parachute. I want to go get my drone back.
AZ Drone Dude, good evening. How are you? I will leave the drone community in more capable hands of original Bobo. He's got you guys covered. I scoot, you toot. You're funny, man. The drone ops, how are you, man? Well, we do appreciate you all. We want you guys to check out Johnny Drone Flyer and them after us. They should have a pretty good live stream. From what I understand, Herman, Ryan LaTourette is going to be on their live stream tonight. I may try and listen from my phone. It's just that typing on your phone, and you have to. It's a lot of work on the phone. Plus, I'm charging right now, Herman. The new toy. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah.
I hope you have a lot of fun with it, though.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best. Oh, I didn't mean to cut it on.
You gotta figure out a way to mount that on that drone. But yeah, Johnny.
I'm gonna find a 3D. I'm gonna find a 3D cover for it first.
Okay.
3D printed cover for it, definitely, because I could see taking it out and first crash, scratch up screen, everything. So I'm gonna see who out there on Thingiverse has a TPU print, and then I'm gonna get some protection printed up for it.
So guys, you still got time to get your hands on that Mini 3 Pro. We're gonna have one coming very soon. As soon as they start shipping, we'll start getting. So we'll see what happens. Maybe between then and now, Lawrence will admit that he placed an order for one. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Maybe he'll show up at Rhode Island with one. We never know. But Rhode Island's coming up soon, and guys, it's about that time for us to get out of here. Johnny and them should be going on right about now. So if you guys want to jump on over there, tell them we sent you. Tell them hello from those guys.
Yeah, we're moving over, guys. Everyone's moving over.
Anything, Lawrence? Anything you want to tell them?
No, that's it. Be safe, fly safer.
Okay. So Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. And I'll see you next time. Phantom Flight 101.
Thank you all.
Those guys.